Well, AngloGold Ashanti is the world's largest gold producer with 20 mines in 10 countries on 4 continents. AngloGold has a market cap 54 billion rand, price to earnings ratio 12.3, dividend yield of 1%. Paul, let's get your thoughts.
Look, 54 billion used to be quite a big company, but now that makes them smaller than Woolworths, smaller than a whole lot of other companies that have done much better recently. Look, I like Venkat, the current CEO. He replaced Mark Kutufani when he went off to Anglo Group. They've got the best assets, I think, of anyone in the world, but that trend of softening gold prices, the sense that there will never be inflation again ever in the world, the fact that gold is of no real interest as a currency, the fact that it's trafficked by, sort of people with strange theories about the way the world works. Yes, India's rise has been positive for gold consumption, but just at the moment it looks very tired as a trade. It's not where the action is. It's not where the risk on, risk off stuff tends to happen. It's just a little muddy backwater of a sort of yesteryear industry.
Muddy backwater of a yesteryear industry. Rowan.
Look, if you look at the commentary that's coming out of the latest quarterly updates from some of the companies, including AngloGold Ashanti, I think management are actually starting to absorb this. I guess they used to be sort of somewhat speculators on the gold price, and you look, the gold price has shot up with all this quantitative easing, but it's pulling back quite strongly, which I think is very disappointing. And the rhetoric coming out of the gold companies is that we really need to focus on efficiencies and cut costs. So I think they're also coming to terms with the fact that it is a bit of yesterday's story.
Has the shine gone since Mark Kutufani left the helm, do you think, Paul?
Well, I think
or is that not fair to Venkat?
Well, when Mark came in, his main job was to try and kind of reposition the company in a context where gold was quite strong. Prior to him, Bobby Godsill had been very keen on gold hedging and all that sort of thing, and that was very unpopular at the end of Godsill's reign. So it really, for him, was a question of, globalizing the business further and professionalizing it somewhat, and I think he did good work. I think the reality now, though, is the gold price is on its way down. If the gold price is on its way down, these guys have to cut costs savagely. They have to deal somehow with their large workforces, difficult labor relations, rising electricity prices in South Africa, and they have to deal with some of the other uncertainties and challenges in the other countries in which they operate. If anyone's going to get it right, I think the AngloGold Ashanti team is the one to get it right. But I think they, just are fighting a little bit of a transitional battle right now with the lower bullion prices.
Rowan, let's go back to gold as a currency and whether the gold story really is over. I mean, obviously you're going to have these ebbs and flows on the gold price, but I mean, is that it? It's all over?
No, look, it's still $12.30 an ounce, and it's holding up quite well. I think if you look over sort of a 10-year time frame, it's actually moved up quite strongly from where it was trading at, the lows of kind of $400 an ounce. So, the printing by the US Fed has been positive for gold, and I think it will hold some value, obviously, but the store of gold continues to increase because it has no real use. And you're seeing the rise of something like Bitcoin in this new environment of technology. That's something that people are looking at as a store of value as well. So there's non-traditional forms, I guess, of competition to gold as well. So I don't think it's going to have the luster that it did. And if you're looking for inflation hedges, there are a lot of other places to find them.
Hot or not, AngloGold Ashanti, Paul Turan?
No, I'm afraid not. I think in this phase, they still need to cut more costs than even they realize in their worst case scenarios. So for me, still not good for profit outlook. So definitely not hot.
Rowan, hot or not?
Not. I'm also negative on the big gold majors.